Bobby Lashley won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And did you see how happy he was? This is the happiest man alive.
I'm happy. I'm happy for the victory.
He's thrilled. God, he's so happy. I've never seen someone this happy in my entire life. You might as well change his gimmick. Happy Lashley. Who needs WrestleMania when you can get this? May everyone be as happy as Bobby Lashley after winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Thank you.
But it gets even better. I'll say it once again. I am free Saturday and Sunday. You can't have WrestleMania without the Almighty. You just can't. Whoever wants to test me, step up. So, it seems like we have an open challenge at WrestleMania, and who could it possibly be? Maybe it's Randy Orton who's going to challenge Bobby Lashley. Or you know what? Maybe it should be LA Knight. LA Knight didn't win the Battle Royal in LA, and the amount of boos we got is crazy. He's so over, and it's crazy that in LA, we don't have LA Knight, so something with LA is probably going to happen as well, and maybe it should be Bobby Lashley versus LA Knight. In general, SmackDown was pretty decent. Now we just gotta wait for these conclusions. But before we jump into what happened, a word from sponsor. This video is sponsored by Wrestling GM, where you can actually prove that you can book it better. Wrestling GM is the best wrestling simulation game in the world. The only game where you can be a business owner, TV show writer, and universe creator at the same time. Big who fights, who becomes champion, manage each wrestler's career, write your own storylines and feuds, and even create your own wrestlers and companies. Find out why 250k plus players continually keep playing Wrestling GM. The game is very deep and the opportunities to play it are endless. It is the perfect mix of creativity and strategy. You can control and create all the outcomes within the game. I also played this game before on my channel. The playlist of Wrestling GM series is in the description below. Wrestling GM is available on all iOS and Android devices, and there is a link to download the game in the description. Welcome back to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown, dare I say a WrestleMania SmackDown. There were some things I didn't necessarily care about, but in general, it was a decent show. It kicked off with the Usos. Jimmy says tonight is the last SmackDown before the biggest tag team match in WWE history on the grandest stage of them all. Sammy's music hits and we see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Zayn says Jimmy was right about his aforementioned statement. They will put an end to their issues once and for all. But before that, they need to lay out everything on the table. And you know, even though it seems like there's not that much to tell anymore, they actually made some decent points. Kevin Owens said that he used to respect the Usos. They even played with his kid, but the Usos changed. Sami Zayn talked about how he was always loyal to the Usos, but they chose blood over loyalty. Roman Reigns was never loyal to you. And every time Sami says that, it seems like Jay knows it. Then we got the typical, we're gonna be the tag team champions. No, we're gonna be the tag team champions. You get the idea. But in general, that was a decent promo, pretty much a recap of what happened and how do we feel about it. This should be the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. I think we can all agree on that. Then we got Montez Ford versus Ricochet versus Eric versus Chad Gable. Basically all the competitors, well, one half of the competitors of this WrestleMania showcase match or whatever. So the match was fun. It basically showed us how great the tag team match is going to be, how fun it's going to be. But at the end of the day, it didn't mean much. Although I gotta say, I did appreciate the finish. That was pretty fun. Ricochet won the match. And now we know Ricochet and Braun Strowman ain't winning shit at WrestleMania. It was time for Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know how I feel about these matches. For the most part, I barely seen any entertaining Battle Royals. If it ain't Royal Rumble, it sucks. We can all agree on that. It's never that fun. And you know, in general, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal doesn't have that much of a good reputation. Let's be honest right here, it doesn't mean shit. The last man standing were LA Knight, Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, and Bobby Lashley. LA Knight got eliminated by Bronson Reed and he received so many boos. After this elimination, the whole arena were chanting LA Knight. I mean, WWE gotta listen, right? Someone being this over and not having a match at WrestleMania is almost a sin. Then Braun Strowman got eliminated and Bobby Lashley won the match by eliminating Bronson Reed. He's thrilled about it. The best moment of his wrestling career. I mean, at least now we can say, well, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner actually got pushed. As if that's the reason. Bobby was never pushed before. Man, such an honor. He joined the names like Mojo Rawley. But yeah, it's pretty sad seeing so many talent not being on WrestleMania. It's also crazy how almost no talent that Triple H signed after he took over WWE are actually going to be at WrestleMania. Then we saw Raquel versus Shayna versus Natalya versus Sonya, another WrestleMania showcase match type of deal. This was definitely the worst match out of the two, and Raquel Rodriguez picked up the W. This was really fun. Rey Mysterio appreciates the support. Legado del Fantasma wouldn't do it any other way. They respect Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio has a gift. They talked a lot in Spanish and I was like, sure. It's all about respect. Familia! Latino World Order is back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why, I kinda popped for it. It just looks so cool. It just looks so cool. As random as this moment was, it could be a big deal for this faction. Rey Mysterio leading this faction, it's a big deal. I kinda popped for that. We got Sheamus and McIntyre versus Imperium. It's one of these matches where it almost feels like the other tag team ain't even a threat. I mean, that's exactly what we got. Bro kick, Claymore, they won the match. See you at WrestleMania, fella. This is going to be an absolute banger. Night 1 or night 2? I believe it's on night 2. I could be wrong though. It was time for Cody and Roman Reigns. He says he's ready for WrestleMania and there's not that much to talk about anymore because now people are waiting for that action. He started quoting Tupac. Like the promo was a bit weird. I guess you need to watch the segment for more context. He thanks fans for allowing him to be emotional, for welcoming him with open arms. Everybody thinks that they're the guy until they meet the guy. That's what Roman used to say, and that stuck with Cody. We see Roman Reigns, and instead of asking the fans for acknowledgement, he says, Cody Rhodes, acknowledge me. And that was it. That was the show. That's the type of wrestling I miss, man. Like, doesn't necessarily feel real, but how do I put this? It's one of these matches, much like with Sami Zayn versus Roman, where you don't necessarily watch the match just as a critic or a mark. You're watching it because you're legit interested in the match. Like, you're actually rooting for a babyface. Like, that's pretty rare nowadays, right? It's one of the most interesting WrestleMania main events in the past, I would say, 10 years probably. Like, this is literally a match for everyone. Whether you're a hardcore wrestling fan or just a casual, I feel like everyone will be able to enjoy this one. So, super exciting stuff. Thank you for watching this video, The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.